you're welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another game review. We've done Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2, and now we're moving on to number 3. And if I'm being genuinely honest, it's the most lore-heavy, but I'm not looking at lore, I'm looking at gameplay here, and reviewing the game as a whole. I think it's the weakest one in the entire franchise, because I'll explain in the video. But before that, I would like to go into my throat. I do have a sore throat, I'm going to say. I don't know, it's been very croaky throughout the last few videos, so I do apologize for that. And yeah, if it does disappear, if it does go off a little bit, please do ignore it. But other than that, let's get into Five Nights at Freddy's 3. So, we're in an entirely new location with an entirely new animatronic. Yes, animatronic 1. Just one animatronic, and it is Springtrap. And it is the reincarnation of William Afton, who gets stuck in a Springtrap suit of a rabbit. And it decays, and it is disgusting. But this is supposed to be a horror house, a house of horror. Kids go in, get scared by all the animatronics, and that's it. There is very little to do in this game. You have the basic cameras, you have the ventilation system, and you have a child laughing button. That is it. That's all you get. If you do not clear the ventilation often enough, you will start having hallucinations of Nightmare, Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, Balloon Boy, Mangle, and the marionette / puppet. Sorry if I did get those wrong, but it's very little animatronics. They all have a new design. They're all really cool, but you only get to see them if you don't do the ventilation system properly, and then you start to hallucinate. So they're not even really there. So it is just Springtrap that you're trying to focus on. So it is so much easier than the others when you only have to focus on one animatronic, and it is a polar opposite of number 2. We had 1 with 4 animatronics, 2 with quite a few new extra animatronics. I do believe we had a total of 8 in the second one. And for it to drop from 8 to 1, I think that's a really bad idea. I don't think you should have had any more than 8. Maybe you could have swapped out some of the animatronics, or maybe had all the Nightmare ones here already and not just be hallucinations. But dropping it down to 1 animatronic makes it a lot easier because you only have to focus on that one, and you have one way of getting him away from you, and that is to close the door or to push a laughing child button, which makes him go and hunt for that child instead. And that makes a lot of sense with it being William Afton. He's after the children. He's going to put them in suits. After all, that remnant endoskeleton. Go watch Game Theory for more information stuff. But yeah, I'm not here to get into the lore. That's Game Theory's job. Definitely go check out MatPat. He does such a good job with it. He works so hard on it. And definitely go check out his videos. He can explain it a lot better than I can. But yeah, it's just a very basic sort of... It's gone straight back to basics in a whole new location. I think this was trying to be a revival of the series. I don't really know what this was supposed to be. It just seems like a really big flop with going from 8 animatronics to 1. Lots of things to focus on to like 3. The door, the button, and the gas. And that's about it. It just seems very lackluster in whole. And also Springtrap's movements are very slow, very sluggish. I do believe there is a little animation where he walks past the window. There's also an animation where he just walks into the room and he gets up close in your face, and then that's it. You die. There's nothing too scary about it. He just sort of waltzes up to you all nonchalant, and then boom, you're dead. No shaking, no nothing. Just hi there. Welcome to whatever this place is. I forgot what it's called. Five Nights at Freddy's Nightmare Castle or something. It does feel like I'm shitting a lot on Five Nights at Freddy's with these past couple of videos, but that is because I wasn't interested in the gameplay back when it came out. I'm still not interested in the gameplay. I think it's a very boring game, but I do like the lore and the story behind the game. I much prefer like Security Breach and what's the other one? My favorite one being Security Breach, and then Sister Location as well. Those two seem to have a lot more. They don't have you just locked in this sort of one position. You're not just locked here. You don't just have to look at the cameras. It's more of a point and click game than anything else. You don't really move around. It's not an adventure game. It's just not my style of game, or what I prefer to play compared to other horror games that I've played. I do like horror games. Do not get me wrong. I like a lot of horror games. I like to be scared. But point and click games just aren't for me. I find them very boring, very tedious, and I get bored easily and I stop playing. So having like 4 of these before we get into anything else, I'm sorry for shit on it too much, but it does kickstart the story. But again, 3, in my opinion, is definitely the weakest one, with its stuff that goes on here. I am going to put this one at a 2 on the list. I am sorry for Five Nights at Freddy's Sins, but I just don't think this one is as high. The controls, very easy to do, easy button mapping. There is very little to focus on. It's not a hard game. There, again, still the same Five Nights, still the same premise. Its animation is good, but slow. Like, it looks good, but it's slow, and it isn't scary, which is what it's supposed to be. And the animation and the sort of character modeling of the characters, they do look scary, they do look gross, they do look run down, they do look good, but that's really the only thing going for it. It's a good-looking game, but again, it's literally just a clone of the others. It's very boring, very repetitive, and the fact that I keep repeating that it's repetitive, I'm trying to get you to understand my point of view, because that game is the same thing over and over and over again. It just gets a little bit faster every time. The animatronics move more. And again, the ventilation was a good new idea, good new inclusion, but again, it sort of went back a few steps from number 2. It tried to move forward, but it actually went back. Like, move forward 3 steps, go back 2, and I don't know. It's a 2 out of 10 for me, I'm sorry. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed. See you all next one. Have a nice day, and we'll be back again with FNAF 4 soon.